the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a bit of a review video on a brand new product from Vango. So this here is the Vango Valencia Air 450. So Valencia's, I say new, it's been in the range for a while now, but what they've now done for the 2021 season is kind of give you a more smaller, compact size. Perfect for couples or sort of small families. I mean, to be fair, even with a family of four, you could quite happily sort of have yourself in there. It basically gives you enough room without being too big. And especially with the bedroom design and the Valencia we know with that whole sort of back storage area, really makes it feel roomy and gives you that almost that dead end space to sort of maximise the living area by having all your clutter out the way and just have your tables and chairs in there. So that works really, really well. It sits in Vango's kind of Dura collection, so it's the Dura material. So the joys is that it's sort of 70 denier, not really nice and strong, but you've also got that colour lock technology in there as well. So it's like a sort of a higher sort of UV proof. And what you also find is that the way they've done the Dura fabric, they've got a much more consistent weave, means that you have almost like a longer lifespan in comparison to other manufacturers' 70D fabrics. Quick and easy to pitch up, so I pitched this model on my own in the best part of 10 minutes, and you see our own Attwoolls pitching and packing videos of me doing so. Literally one shot up and down, ready to go. Because it's air, obviously it helps with the quick and easiness, but what you also find that actually in terms of stability, it's a lot stronger. Each beam's done individually, and you get a manual hand pump supplied with the actual tent itself. The joys of it, like I said, is kind of that main sort of back storage area, which we'll see in a second when we go inside. But you've got a great sort of depth, you know, beautiful big crystal clear windows to get plenty of light in the tent as well, but you've also got curtains to get the privacy as and when you want to. A little brow canopy gives you almost a rain-safe door in and out of the main body of the tent. And this really nice big mesh panel wow allows a good lot of air circulation inside there to help almost fight condensation, but also kind of give you a bit more of a fresher feel inside. You've got obviously aluminum sky ropes as you can see here, and then you've got low-level ventilations by the window sections here, again to help with that condensation and get that circulation of air inside the tent itself. It's a free zone tent as I call it, so you've got sleeping, living and then sort of an enclosed front awning area, but you've got versatility with that. So what you find is that the door can be put up halfway like we have here, or roll that all the way back to have it as almost like an open canopy. So if it's a nice day like today for example and you want kind of that extra bit of area, you can roll that back, sit outside there, cook inside and you're sort of all good to go. Again, you've got webbing straps front and back to give that nice sort of torsion inside the roof and to get a bit more stability when you want to as well. The kind of middle door, which we'll say we'll look to in a second, actually has has the option of fully opening back like you have with the front door. Now that's something the 600 doesn't actually have. So like I said, there are a few unique features on the 450 that you don't see on the 650 and kind of vice versa as well. But let's have a look on the inside and talk through a few more features that the Valencia 450 has to offer. So now inside you can kind of get a bit more of a grasp for sort of the internal space you've got in here, but also the interior height. For me, being about 6'2", 6'3", being able to stand in such a sort of small four-man tent is brilliant. And because you've got this kind of almost like villa construction where you've got a very upright sides and then a big arc, it means that you maximise your internal space. It means that, for example, you can put tables and chairs close to the side and not have to worry about the bend. And you see that with other brands, for example, and that does make a massive difference. So when a tent's like this, it feels bigger than say 3 meters wide. It feels more like a 340 or 350 because you're not losing that space down low. So for example, I can stand right in the corner of here and I'm not too far away from the base. With your front awning section, as you can see, you've got that option with a door that can be sort of half or fully shut or rolled back all the way like we have here. So on a nice day, it creates a really lovely area at the front. What you also got as well is two big PVC windows either side with curtains located down the bottom here. You sort of put up sort of, you know, a third, 2/3 or fully up to the top, so you've got that level of privacy when you want to see it all up. And that's the same with the front windows as well. So you've got curtains in the front, so you have it completely sealed up as such. Moving on into sort of the middle section here as well, sort of the living area, you've got this divisional door. Now, where this differs to the 650 model is that this is actually removable in terms of it will roll back to the side. With the 650 it's prefixed, but with a smaller model I feel you need a little bit more versatility, so that makes a big difference. The fact that you can just kind of zip that back if you want to, zip along the top, zip along the bottom, kind of roll that back and then it kind of toggles to kind of keep it all at bay. like so. The lip then drops down, so you can actually then have it as the zip undoes, and then you can peg it down completely. So a little toggle point, and then that lays flat. It means that you've then not got any trip hazard coming in or out of the tent itself. In the front part, you may have saw that we had almost like a full mesh door. So you've got, there we go. So you've got a mesh part there, and there's also a curtain to get the privacy when you want to there as well. This allows a lot of airflow into the tent. So on a warm day like it is today, you've just got a little bit more, sort of circulation of air, make it feel a little bit more comfortable on the inside of here as well. But there's also, again, a curtain located there to get the privacy when you want to. You've got the same kind of scenario with the other side door, so it's almost matching, if you will. But you've got, a mesh door, so you almost have like 2 mesh panels in the front section. So again, really maximising sort of the internal sort of ventilation points. So one top, one bottom. Now in here, you can probably see the side door. Obviously, that allows airflow in, and you've got a rain-safe canopy door, which again gives you a bit of shelter so the water's not coming down and then coming in the tent as well. But size-wise, actually, it's pretty ample for, like I said, for a 4-person sort of area. You can have a table and chairs in here quite happily. Like I said, I'd personally think it's like almost like an ideal couples tent. But the fact that you've got enough room, you can almost roll that back and close the front and have a bit more of a kind of a sheltered area in the 2 sections, and that is testimony to that sort of versatility on that middle door. The door as well, you've got a little kind of hanging point on the front section where the wind is, so again, just retains it and keeps it nice and tidy. You've also got, when you come to the bedroom section, obviously these new dark bedrooms. So the midnight bedrooms really help to kind of hopefully keep you in bed longer, certainly the kids, and you have a good night's sleep and not wake up as soon as the sun comes up. What you find as well is a toggle divider between 2 sections, so ideally you take that out, have it one big bedroom, or have it as we have here, almost like a half and half. The door section as well, what you find is actually you've got a mesh sort of top part compartment as well, so you can unravel that back, slip that up all the way around, and then undo the mesh part. So if you want it to be a little bit lighter, again, that allows you to do so as well, so you haven't got to worry, if it's going to be too dark. That's one way you can kind of get around that, if you will. What you'll find as well is, because you've got out on the back section, there is almost like a storage point at the back, and that's, like I said, what makes the Valencia. No other tent really on the market has that option of a back storage section. Okay, side bits, yes, but one thing you won't actually get is the same sort of, depth or storage space as you would in a side pod in comparison to having it fully at the back. And we'll put the camera up in a minute and have a little look through the tent to kind of get more grasp on it. So it's a perfect sort of area right at the back here that you can put even like a portable toilet or storage bags. That way you kind of declutter the main body of your space, meaning you can actually utilise it rather than tripping over all the bits that you'd either try and keep in the car or in a way, or putting like a storage unit at the back. You can almost do one right along the back and use the door as almost an entry-level door. So you can go first thing in the morning, unzip it, get your clothes out, get changed, and that'll go out the front door as well. So that concept works quite well. One note as well, which is the difference to the 650. So even though the divisional door here on the 450 rolls back, which it doesn't on the 6, the 650 has a rear door, which this model doesn't. So again, whether it's a good thing or bad thing, it's up to you. Personally, I think probably that's a better feature to have than the back door. Just because, ventilation is brilliant throughout it, but the versatility in this section to kind of roll up back and keep yourself all neat and tidy, I think works really, really well. Now, because you've got a back door storage section, what you also benefit from is the fact that the back of the tent is completely, in the bedroom anyway, is completely boxy. So it means that you can have a camp bed in here, a high-rise air bed, and it will happily fit in here. You haven't got to lose it to the slope at the back, and that's what, again, having that this sort of design makes a big, big difference. It means that traditionally you find you have to have a deeper bedroom to fit a camp bed in, because the higher you go up, the less space it is. But it's only 2 meters 10, which will fit pretty much any length, I should say, of camp bed, air bed, but it's the height that it actually will accommodate, which makes it, in almost like a league of its own in many ways. What we'll do now, we'll pick the camera up and just go through a few other features that I've not mentioned yet in the actual tent itself. So let's see how that goes. Camera grip a bit more grasp in this area, but you can see also the windows, great sort of clarity, and then you've got the focal points located so you can get different heights on the curtain style, so that means you can also level privacy. You've got a low level ventilation panel beneath the window here as well to help circulate the air, and you see that lovely big panel with mesh in it really helps sort of increase ventilation. You have got kind of Vango's Skytrack system on here, so you've got a little feeding, means you can have snipes, sort of hanging points for lanterns or storage pockets, hanging quite nice and neatly down. And also what you find as well is that there's a really good light system you can have that follows arc, the flexible light system that we have on our models. You've got Vango's kind of TBS system as well, so it's tension bands, so it's additional bracing straps, which you can put up as you need to. But we look into the dark bedroom here, you can kind of get a grasp for obviously broad daylight in here, but it's quite nice and dark, especially when all it's done in. The storage pockets located down in the corner here as well really help to sort of help declutter and find things like torches or phones in the middle of the night. And then here's the back storage section. So I say it's not a huge amount of room, but it's perfect amount of just to put sort of like a your bags, your furniture, or anything else you don't want to have up straight initially. And even there's a little hanging point located at the back, along with a ventilation panel along the top as well. But yeah, size-wise, it works really well. It sort of flows really quite nicely, especially that lip that goes up and down kind of as you please. Personally, I feel, actually to be fair, the 450 models will be really, really popular. Definitely the 650 is probably more mass market. I think people will flock to that more, but it's quite nice to have that smaller size for the likes of sort of couples or small families who don't want to spend up to the 650 model, but still want the flexibility and versatility that you get with that model as well. You've still got things like cable storage points, so entry points for the main hookup can come through the section here, and you can use the Skytrack obviously to have the cable running to your lantern hanging down. Again, it makes quite a bit of difference all the way around. So overall, I think a really good tent. I think it's certainly something that was missing kind of in their size range, and for sure, for me, it's probably one of the best sort of small, big tents on the market, just because very keen price points. You've got all the features that you want, and you've still got good quality and a decent level of spec. It's the small little details that do make a difference, like little cable entry points to have your mains hookup cable or your power coming through to the canopy to have a hanging point for a lantern. So it's been really well thought about. And again, for the quick and easy side of things, and it's certainly one more we'll look to have on display in our shop and showroom in some way. So you can always check out and see in the flesh if you want to see kind of the sizing and everything. But overall, I think really positive tent, and certainly looking very promising with this particular model for the 2021 season with Vango. So that's our video review on the Vango Valencia 2 Air 450.